Alright, so here, first the characteristic equation, r squared minus 6r plus 8 equal to 0, which factors as r minus 4, r minus 2, which will give you r equals to 4 and 2, which will give you the general solution as y equals to c1 e to the 4x plus c2 e to the 2x. It's okay to have these two reversed. You maybe when you solved it, it's either 2x and either 4x. That's fine. At the end of the day, the role of c1 and c2 will be reversed, and you will get the same exact answer. Okay. All right. So that's the general solution. Now, for the particular solution that satisfies these two initial conditions, you just have to plug in to make sure that it satisfies. So, first of all, from here, what is y of 0? Y of 0 is c1 times e to the 0th power plus c2 times e to the 0th power, which is c1 plus c2. And because it says here it's equal to 1, c1 plus c2 must be 1. Then we have negative 6 equal to y prime of 0. But what's y prime of 0? You first have to differentiate this. So we have to differentiate c1 e to the 4x plus c2 e to the 2x. I have to differentiate this and then plug in equal to x equals to 0. This symbol here is, it means after you do the derivative, after you plug in whatever right here. Okay? So I do this, and then if you differentiate, 4 comes down, it's 4c1 e to the 4x plus 2c2 e to the 2x. And then you still have to plug in x equal to 0. That gives you 4c1 plus 2c2 equals to negative 6. Okay? Because when you plug in 0, anything to the 0th power is 1, so you end up with that. Okay, then we have a system of equations. One, it says this. Another one says c1 plus c2 is 1. How do you solve a system? There are many ways. The easiest, the most basic way you do it is to take this equation and solve for one variable and put it into the next, right? So let's solve this for c2. What is c2 equal to? c2 is, if I move the c1 to the other side, it's 1 minus c1, right? And that will replace this c2. So it's going to be 1 minus c1 instead of c2. And then you have this, which in turn gives you negative 6 equals to 4 minus 2 is 2c1 plus 2. So I guess c1, if you subtract 2, it's negative 8 divided by 2, it's negative 4 for c1. And then since c1 plus c2 is 1 minus c1, c2 is 1 minus negative 4, c2 is 5. Okay. And therefore, another common mistake that people make is after getting these values, you get so overjoyed that you are able to get the answer, or you get the sense of accomplishment that you think this is it. But this is not the end. What do you have to do? You have to put these back in here, and that's your final answer. So answer is really y equals to negative 4 e to the 4x plus 5 e to the 2x.